This is Wurps and welcome back. There's another new video because the update's out now, right after I released the other video. So this is a patch note review of the finalized version of the patch notes that are a combination of the previous 5 little hotfixes to the patch in the beta. So here we're going to go over the total differences from the old version 49 to 50. So first off, we got a cinematic. I haven't seen it yet. I'll let you watch it for yourself. The spike trap is now in the game. Tulip snakes in the game. Butler and the old bird, aka the mech, giant robot dude. New moons. Artifice, which is better than Titan and way more dangerous. Costs 1,500 to go to. Adamance, which is a free moon that is quite dangerous, but also has nice loot. Embryon, which is a troll moon that you kind of just die. Liquidation wasn't in the beta, so we're going to have a look at that here. Added the knife as a weapon, alternative to the shovel. It attacks very fast, but there is a limit on how fast the hits will register, so you have to watch out for that. It's not quite fast enough to take out a nutcracker if you jump it after it pops its head up. So it's pretty good DPS, but the range is really, really bad. Like really bad. Added 2 new suits, the bunny suit and the bee suit. They are cute. Added the Easter egg, the disco ball. I have a video on that if you haven't seen it. It is a quite nice, funky tune. The bunker spider's power level been reduced from 3 to 2. That means that's how much room it takes up in the total amount of monsters that are allowed on the map. So there can be a little more monsters now. Its movement speed has been buffed ever so slightly, like so slightly. The bell scrap item now makes a much louder sound. It's way better, and it also alerts entities, so that's nice. The baboon power level has been reduced to half, so there can be more. Swarms of baboons. Their health has dropped accordingly since they now spawn in giant packs. Their damage has also been reduced. They spawn in groups of 2, seemingly minimum. So that's pretty rough. That's a buff overall to them. The weight of the stop sign was nerfed to 24 for some reason. The weight of the shovel, oh, he finalized it at 16. Dang, it's nerfed. It was 8 for a while, which was really nice, but looks like it's back to 16. Rip. So the jester got buffed, which is rough. He now is twice as fast when he starts winding. So he'll follow you for half the amount of time, roughly. The jetpack's explosion radius was reduced. I don't see why you would even do that. It's pretty rare that it would even happen in the first place. I guess they're trying to make it so you don't kill your entire team at once, but I think you still would. Whoopee cushion's max value was increased, so it's slightly less worthless. The top range has almost doubled, so it is on average like 20-ish, a little bit better than that. The whoopee cushion is no longer conductive. Kind of surprising. It's going to be less good as dog bait in lightning storms. Taking an apparatus will now activate all old birds that are lying dormant on the map. Yeah, so don't do that. Shotguns are now consistently worth 60. Now that's kind of nice. That's a quality of life thing because now you don't have to scan them to see which one is worth the least. So you'd risk a low value one. Now they're always 60. It's just a nice quality of life thing. Now he did experiment with changing the value of the shotgun to be lower, but then also making the ammo have a value, but he didn't end up going with that. So we're back to the shotguns themselves being the cash crop that you have to stay to midnight to farm if you want to, really push high quotas, which I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Kind of soul crushing to stay until midnight every day for every map. It's like the people who speedrun this game and try to do high quotas apparently like that. Even though it means, hey, let's group up and do a casual 16-hour consecutive run for one attempt. It's just like, okay. But anyway, the thickness of the fog during foggy weather is now dependent on the seed and can vary on each moon. I like that. I wonder if the average is more visible or less. See, bees now leave at 11:57 instead of 11:36. This, I think, is to nerf how you could wait until about 11:36 and then grab all the bees for free, the beehives, instead of putting them in certain places and grabbing them after, like while the ship's taking off. 2 new causes of death were added: burning and stabbing. Burning is for igniting the giants, seemingly, since they ignite and burn to death if they are hit by either an Easter egg or a mech rocket. I think that's the only way that they can be lit on fire, but I'm not 100% sure. Baboon hawks now have the chance to spawn in nests and in groups. Yeah. Forest giant can now be killed. 30 HP. Oof. Forest giant can die to the old birds and missiles. Yeah, it pretty much just means if a mech spawns, it owns the map now, and everything dies. Nutcrackers are now able to detect player movement in addition to rotation. In V49, there was that trick that was really weird that I did think was a bug, where if you didn't move your camera, it wouldn't see you. It didn't make any sense. So yeah, he removed that. Slope physics have been changed. Movement speed now depends on steepness of the terrain. So if you're going uphill, you're a little slower. And if you're going downhill, you are faster. I don't think people like this change overall. We'll see how it goes. He might tinker with it. The jetpack's deceleration was decreased from 75 to 50. Now, he did nerf the jetpack to kind of seemingly make it more accessible by reducing the acceleration to effectively make it so you could just hold it down and just scoot around the map with almost no risk. But people didn't like it because it wasn't as fast or zippy. But it seems he did leave some of the new player helping intention in, because the deceleration means you don't fall quite as aggressively and can feather to maintain your height better without crashing into things. So I think it's going to be easier for new players to use. However, it is stronger. This is a buff to the jetpack. You can now maneuver more aggressively and gain height easier due to you losing less height mid-feather. So Dine was completely reworked. It's now more mountainous. The fire exit is no longer behind the ship on a little thing you have to jump up. It is now just kind of next to the main, like to the left. And there's a few paths you can walk across the map through that have like mountainous passageways. You can assumedly dodge enemies by just taking a different path if you detect a dog or a giant somewhere. These spawns are also quite different, as the butlers own the map. I think it's like almost 50%, if not more, the butler spawn chance. So with the current state of butlers being kind of dangerous and also exploding into invincible bees on death, that I don't know if I want to go to that map. They did make it less of a landmine and turret hell and kind of changed it into a butler bee hell. So I don't know if I'll go to the map still, but at least it's different. It can now also be rainy. Titan map changes. The minimum scrap was increased by 5 and the maximum was reduced. It was a very swingy map because it could either be from 23 to 36, which is a very large variance. So now he just kind of tightened it up. It's the same average overall. The multiplier for the map size was reduced a small bit on the factory. Rend map size multiplier increased to 1.8. Only affects factory. Oh, okay. Interesting. Maximum scrap amount on assurance decreased from 16 to 15. It can now be foggy. Okay. Assurance was a pretty easy map to clean out early on. I think most people might do adamants now. I mean, just because it's new, right? But it's also very loot heavy. Let's see, bug fixes. The crouch sprinting mechanic has been removed, which allowed you to rapidly mash crouch while sprinting to run silently, and you would not alert dogs, which was pretty strong. The Nutcracker crouch cheese has been removed, where you just crouch up to them and bonk them for free. So you will have to use their hiding method now by waiting for them to reload and stuff. The near activity notice on the main entrance now also works for non-hosting players. I didn't know that didn't work. The Jester force field registered trademark has been removed. Yeah, that was really bad, and it's a good thing that got fixed, because any enemy within a certain range of a Jester could not die to a shotgun, which was quite annoying when you were trying to kill other nutcrackers and there would just be a Jester like schmoozing about. The jetpack fall damage bug was fixed. Very nice. Falling out of bounds no longer causes employees to get teleported back to the ship. I think that's to stop the apparatus clip where you could crouch in a certain place near the apparatus to get back to the ship instantly. I guess you just die. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's okay. Well, I hope you don't fall out of bounds without doing that, or you're screwed. Thanks for watching. Check out one of these videos if you want to see more.